Let's begin today's Vanguard news with Zero Tender from Vanguard Skyride. Will be a playable character in Vanguard Dear Days 2. But it seems that he won't be paid DLC and needs to be unlocked a different way, as Koro Comics will reveal how in their January issue. And he's going to be voiced by Yuka Ishigaki, not to be confused with Nal and Yuki's voice actor Yuka Nishio. For reference, her most prominent role was Ichirota Kazemaru from Inazuma 11. Moving away from grown women voicing little boys, the third season of Vanguard Divines will start to air on 11th January 2025. With the series having been confirmed to have 5 seasons and 2 seasons air per year, the Divines series should conclude by April 2026, assuming they don't get more seasons added. Seaman Rise Up, Glory Maelstrom has finally been revealed, as well as some new effect front triggers that will ruin your November run in DZBT06. Stealth Fiend Futakuchiyo, Strange Noise of Ruin Ajuro, Endearing Vendor Matina, Divine Sister Attila, and Tier Knight Wrath are front triggers with 0 power and lets you put them into your soul when they are retired from the Guardian Circle. For a double rare trigger since effect heals, these are so underwhelming. Players want more ways to defend against stronger attacks, and the original effect front triggers were a straight up 20k shield. These on the other hand are not only 15k shields like critical triggers in vanilla fronts, you can't even use them to be a makeshift booster or even attacker in case of emergencies. There are certainly decks that would benefit from them going into your soul, like with Dark States using Fancy Night Parade, but these are niche at best. Dancing Cutlass gets all of its abilities if your Vanguard only has one clan and you have no cards in your G zone. When it's discarded from hand during your Idol main phase, you can pay 3 energy to draw a card, and while in the drop zone, you can remove 2 copies of this card in your drop zone from the game to countercharge 1 damage. This is the best grade 1 encounter cycle card that has come out so far. It's an outright gun cycler, or in this card's case, a sword cycler that also countercharges from the drop zone. Expect Maelstrom mains to outright flaunt this card in front of Nitro's mains like it's a big middle finger, because Bushiroad hilariously made a Grand Blue encounter card that can't work on the only Grand Blue deck in the D series. Tier Knight Elicrinus becomes an Aqua Force card if you have an Aqua Force Vanguard. When placed on rear guard, add up to 1 Maelstrom or Blue Storm Armada card from the top 7 cards of your deck. If you have an Aqua Force Vanguard, you discard a card in hand if you added a card with this ability. And while on rear guard, you can pay 1 counter blast at the end of the battle he attacked, and you have a grade 3 or higher Maelstrom Vanguard to swap this card's position with another of your rear guard. You can play Storm of Judgment to call this card from the drop zone, which in turn can potentially search out another copy of Storm of Judgment. The fact that the search ability is free, while Platinum Main Stallion cost 3 energy to call something randomly, goes to show that every other encounter deck besides Ezel gets better support. Finally, Blue Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom, while on Vanguard during your turn, gets all the act abilities of your Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom in your rear guard or soul. Then all of your front row units get 5k power for each Blue Storm Armada in your order zone. While on Vanguard, it gives your Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom 5k power when it attacks a Vanguard. Then you draw a card and retire one of your opponent's rear guard if it was the 4th or more battle of that turn. And while on Vanguard, you can rest 2 Blue Storm Armada cards in your order zone when your Maelstrom unit attacks, to prevent your opponent from calling a Sentinel from hand to the Guardian Circle for that battle. No wonder Elicrinus was so good. This card is so technically slow. It requires you to run the original Maelstrom if you ever want to fully maximize this card's abilities by making them into rear guard attackers. On top of that, Storm of Judgment is such a valuable set order to this card that simply damaging 1 copy could ruin your entire game plan. Knowing how Bushiroad operates, this card will probably receive a new Blue Storm Armada set order as a promo card in the future. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments, what deck do you plan to run the new front triggers?